So at the moment, we've got a person under arrest on suspicion of being wanted.
When Sky News witnessed the arrest of Brahmin Kador Sharif, a sex offender wrongfully released from prison, the pictures captured a justice system apparently at breaking point.
You called the police?
No, that's suicide door.
You called the police?
A Labour minister conceding the problem has got worse on their watch.
Under the last government, for quite some time, there were on average 17 wrong releases. Under this government, that has risen. It's 22. That is completely unacceptable. It was unacceptable before. It's unacceptable now. Even one is too many. And the Justice Secretary is gripping this by appointing Dame Lynn Owers, who is the former director of the National Crime Agency, to make sure that we really grip this, starting with the antiquated paper-based system that was developed in the 1980s that is still being used, building new prisons and making sure that we have additional checks so that people aren't wrongly released.
The number of prisoners incorrectly released more than doubled last year to 262, a problem many link to an early release scheme intended to reduce pressure. That may be compounded by the relative inexperience of prison officers, with almost half in the job less than 4 years.
The problem with the early release schemes is there's been at least 3 since the government came into power. And that means that staff have to recalculate tens of thousands of sentences. That ultimately leads to human error because we don't digitalise those calculations. It's an archaic and antiquated system using pen and paper, so obviously there's going to be mistakes. And that leads to the pressure on frontline staff who have to release these prisoners on time with all their property that they bring with them.
The issue has piled pressure on Justice Secretary and Deputy Prime Minister David Lammy, accused of withholding information when flailing under questioning at the dispatch box. But both main parties have questions to answer.
The idea of accidental release from prison is incredibly serious. They averaged about 60 every year. We were in office 262 such cases in Labour's first year. But you're asking me about the truth. They're the stats, and that's what matters.
The combination of a prison estate built in the 1800s, paper-based processes designed in the 1980s and 2 decades of underfunding in the 2000s have left a system and the ministers who oversee it losing public confidence almost as fast as they mislay prisoners.
The judge, he told me you are released.
Ministers will promise to get a grip, but Brahmin Kador Sharif is unlikely to be the last felon released in error. Paul Kelso, Sky News.